What if your mind is shaping your world without your permission? Every moment your thoughts generate signals, subtle, consistent, and deeply influential. These aren't just fleeting mental images or silent words. They're patterns of energy, coding instructions that impact your external experiences. Whether you're aware of them or not, these internal frequencies continuously interact with the energetic fabric of reality. Each thought carries a vibration. That vibration doesn't stay in your head. It extends beyond you, entering the field of possibilities that surrounds everything. This field, often called the quantum field or unified consciousness, responds not to what you say out loud, but to what you broadcast vibrationally. Here's the challenge. Most people are unaware of what they're transmitting. They operate on autopilot, replaying old narratives, limiting beliefs, and unconscious fears. These internal scripts emit codes, energetic instructions that shape the events, people, and outcomes they attract. You may believe you're working toward abundance, peace, or clarity, but if your underlying frequency is rooted in doubt or scarcity, your reality will reflect that mismatch. This isn't just metaphysical poetry. Neuroscience confirms that the brain emits electromagnetic waves based on thoughts and emotions. These waves influence not only your body's chemistry, but also how you perceive and interact with the world. Now add to that the concept of a responsive universe, a system in which thought and emotion are not private, but creative forces, and you begin to understand the power you wield daily. The truth is, you're not a passive observer, you're an active programmer. With each thought, you send out energetic instructions, codes that structure your reality. The real question isn't whether you're shaping your life through thought. It's whether you're doing it consciously or by default. Once you grasp this, the path to deliberate transformation opens. Control shifts from the outer world to your inner coding system, and that changes everything. Energy codes are not mystical abstractions. They are structured vibrations generated by your thoughts, emotions, and mental focus. These codes form a subtle yet precise language that communicates with the environment around you. Each time you think, feel, or focus with intention, you're transmitting a specific energetic pattern into the field of consciousness. Imagine your mind as a transmitter. It broadcasts not in words, but in frequencies. These frequencies, when repeated consistently, become recognizable patterns, codes that the energetic matrix of reality interprets and mirrors back to you in the form of situations, relationships, or outcomes. These aren't random responses. They follow the instructions embedded in the codes you emit. Thoughts driven by clarity, gratitude, and purpose generate coherent codes. They align with higher frequencies, allowing for synchronicities, progress, and expansion. On the other hand, mental loops dominated by fear, comparison, or resentment create distorted patterns. These disruptions often result in delays, confusion, or recurring challenges. The quality of your energetic coding determines the quality of your experience. These codes are not confined to conscious thinking. In fact, the subconscious mind plays a dominant role. Hidden beliefs, often formed in early life, operate as background programs. They emit frequencies day and night, shaping your behavior, decisions, and even physical health. That's why awareness is the first step. You can't shift what you can't identify. Energy codes are also influenced by emotional charge. A thought without emotion is weak, but when fused with intense feeling, it becomes magnetic. This combination of thought and emotion forms the core structure of every code you produce. It's not just what you think, it's how deeply you feel it. Recognizing that your internal state constantly communicates with reality turns passive existence into creative authorship. Life stops being something that happens to you and becomes something that responds to you. When you begin to understand the mechanics behind these codes, you reclaim the power to influence outcomes through conscious, intentional energy. Your thoughts are not confined to your mind. They activate electrical impulses in the brain, creating measurable electromagnetic fields. These fields extend beyond your body and influence the vibrational environment around you. The interaction between your mental state and the quantum field forms the foundation of thought-based creation. Every idea you entertain sends out a wave of energy. This wave interacts with other frequencies already present in your energetic field. When a particular thought is repeated often, it creates a strong signal, a code that reinforces specific experiences. If you continuously think about limitations, your field begins to mirror those constraints, aligning you with outcomes that reflect lack, difficulty, or stagnation. The subconscious mind plays a crucial role in this process. It stores deep-rooted beliefs, often inherited or developed through repeated emotional experiences. These stored impressions operate below conscious awareness, yet consistently influence your choices, expectations, and responses. The codes they emit are constant, forming a baseline vibration that shapes your daily life. This explains why many people struggle to change their circumstances. They consciously desire a new outcome, but unknowingly broadcast opposing frequencies. Their intentions are not aligned with their internal codes. Without shifting the subconscious patterns, the outer world continues to reflect the same themes, creating the illusion of being stuck. There's also a delay between the emission of a thought and the manifestation of its effects. This delay is not a flaw, it's a design feature. It provides space for alignment, refinement, and awareness. But once a code is clear, consistent, and emotionally charged, it begins to organize reality around it. This is not magic, it's energetic resonance in action. Understanding that your reality is a delayed reflection of past thoughts changes your relationship with the present moment. You stop reacting and start observing. You begin to identify the source of patterns and take responsibility for changing them. Thought creation becomes a deliberate process, not a random one. You move from confusion to clarity, from reaction to intention, from repetition to evolution. Your mind speaks in a language far more powerful than spoken words. It operates through symbols, images, sensations, and emotional imprints. These mental elements combine to form structured signals, codes, that communicate directly with the quantum field. Unlike verbal language, this energetic communication is constant and precise. Each mental picture you create, every feeling you hold, contributes to your energetic signature. This signature is not static, it evolves with your inner dialogue. When your internal imagery is filled with fear, loss, or failure, your vibration reflects that frequency. Conversely, when your inner vision includes expansion, balance, and success, your field resonates with those possibilities. Words, on their own, have limited power. It's the emotion and mental imagery behind them that create impact. For example, saying, "I am safe," while internally imagining danger emits a mixed signal. The universe doesn't respond to what you say. It responds to what you hold energetically. This is why affirmations alone are ineffective when not backed by aligned emotion and belief. Beliefs form the foundation of your personal code language. They are not just ideas. They are filters that shape perception and reinforce behavior. These beliefs, whether empowering or limiting, are constantly broadcasting. If you believe you're undeserving of success, even unconsciously, that code overrides any conscious desire for progress. The universe mirrors the dominant frequency, not the temporary wish. Mental repetition strengthens a code. The more often a specific thought pattern is activated, the more dominant it becomes in your energetic field. That's why self-talk matters. Repeated phrases like "I always fail" or "nothing ever works for me" are not harmless. They're programming tools. They anchor patterns that your reality then confirms. To shift your life experience, you must rewrite the language of your mind. Replace mental images of conflict with peace. Transform internal dialogue from judgment to encouragement. Upgrade emotional responses from fear to presence. This shift doesn't happen through force, but through awareness and consistent redirection. By changing the language within, you begin broadcasting a new set of energetic instructions, codes that align with the reality you actually want to experience. Your life is a mirror, constantly reflecting the state of your internal energy field. What you experience in the outer world is not random. It's a response to the frequencies you consistently emit. This principle, often called the law of reflection, explains why certain patterns, people, or challenges keep showing up. They are not accidents. They are reflections of your energetic codes. Everything in the universe vibrates. You, your thoughts, your emotions, all radiate energy that interacts with the surrounding field. This field is neutral, but it is responsive. It doesn't choose what to send you. It simply returns what matches the frequency you're transmitting. If your inner world is filled with frustration, chaos, or resistance, the world around you mirrors those vibrations back through circumstances that validate them. This reflection is not punishment, it is feedback. The universe shows you what you believe, not what you want. If your reality includes struggle, lack, or conflict, it's revealing the codes you've been broadcasting, often unconsciously. These external events are opportunities to trace the source of the vibration and adjust it at its origin. Relationships are among the clearest mirrors. The behavior of others often reveals what you're holding within. If you attract criticism, rejection, or betrayal, it's worth examining your own beliefs about self-worth, trust, or value. These interactions are not coincidences. They are energetic matches, showing you the codes that are active in your field. To transform your external experience, you must first shift the internal signal. This means becoming aware of the feelings, stories, and assumptions you carry. Change starts when you observe without judgment and make new choices. The field doesn't respond to hope or wishful thinking. It responds to vibration. When you upgrade the frequency you emit, the reality you perceive begins to reorganize. This mirror effect offers an empowering truth. You are not trapped by circumstance. You are engaged in an energetic dialogue with the universe, and that dialogue can be rewritten. When your inner state becomes a match for peace, clarity, and purpose, your life begins to reflect those same qualities. The mirror never lies. It only reflects what you send. Rewriting your energetic codes begins with deliberate mental hygiene. This process is not about forcing positivity or ignoring challenges. It's about choosing thoughts and emotions that align with the outcomes you desire. Every shift in awareness becomes a new instruction to the field, replacing outdated patterns with updated ones. Start by observing your mental environment. What narratives repeat most often? Which emotions dominate your daily experience? Do you frequently imagine worst-case scenarios or assume failure before starting? These patterns are not harmless. They are blueprints being sent into the fabric of reality. Awareness is the first intervention. Next, disrupt the cycle of unconscious programming. When a limiting thought arises, pause, identify it. Then reframe it with accuracy and intention. Instead of, "I never succeed," acknowledge, "I'm learning what works for me." This isn't blind optimism, it's strategic redirection. Every time you revise a thought, you alter its frequency and reduce its energetic grip. Visualization is another key tool. The brain cannot distinguish between real and vividly imagined experiences. By consistently visualizing outcomes that reflect your true desires, you embed new codes into your subconscious. These images, fused with genuine emotion, become energetic instructions for what you want to experience. Breath and body awareness enhance this process. Emotional states are stored physically. Tightness, tension, and pain often reflect stuck energy tied to unresolved beliefs. Movement, breath work, and mindfulness practices help release these imprints, creating space for higher frequency codes to emerge. Reprogramming also involves detachment from the old. This doesn't mean ignoring your past, but releasing the need to repeat it. Many hold on to familiar suffering because it feels safe. To create something new, you must let go of the energetic comfort zone. That requires trust, not in external outcomes, but in your own capacity to emit new codes and receive new experiences. This is not a one-time fix, it's a daily commitment. Each thought, feeling, and action becomes an opportunity to either reinforce the past or signal the future. Over time, consistent reprogramming creates a dominant vibration. That vibration becomes your new baseline, one that naturally attracts aligned people, situations, and opportunities. Once you understand the mechanics of energy codes, living unconsciously is no longer an option. You realize that every thought you entertain, every emotion you nurture, sends a directive into the energetic blueprint of your life. Becoming a conscious programmer means taking full responsibility for that influence, not occasionally, but continuously. This role is not about perfection, it's about presence. You no longer act from impulse or habit alone. You observe your reactions. You notice your self-talk. You question narratives that keep you small. And in doing so, you begin to code deliberately, using awareness as your primary tool for transformation. The shift from unconscious creator to intentional architect involves discipline. It requires monitoring your emotional climate, especially when life challenges you. Difficult situations no longer define you. They reveal what still needs attention. You begin to welcome them, not for their discomfort, but for the clarity they offer. Each trigger becomes a mirror, each setback a signal, every experience a message. You start aligning your choices with the future you wish to embody. Instead of reacting to fear, you respond with clarity. Instead of repeating past patterns, you replace them with empowering alternatives. Your daily habits, language, focus, and boundaries evolve to support your upgraded vibration. This alignment becomes the new normal, not the exception. Living as a conscious programmer also means honoring the power of silence and stillness. In those spaces, you listen to the field. You feel the subtleties of intuition. You reconnect with your original frequency, the one beyond conditioning, trauma, or limitation. This inner connection restores clarity and strengthens the codes you emit. As you sustain this new level of awareness, the outer world begins to shift. You attract people who match your vibration. Opportunities arise without force. Blocks dissolve as you outgrow them. You realize you're not chasing a better life. You're broadcasting one. The life you live is no longer based on chance or repetition. It's the direct result of the energetic architecture you build with thought, emotion, and intention. The power has always been within you. Now, it's in your hands. Use it wisely. If this content made sense to you, don't stop here. Go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future content. Now, watch this next video where I'll show you another essential step to transform your reality.